What's up, everyone? This is FP6 bringing you some more Go Battle League matches here in the Ultra League. Man, I probably am the most inconsistent battler there is when it comes to Ultra League. Again, most of my knowledge and skill in battling has kind of been built in the Great League. I really have a feel for a lot of those matchups, but Ultra League has really been kicking my butt. I'm just happy if I'm able to go 3-2. Sometimes I'm even happy if I can squeak out a 2-3 because it's pretty rough out here in the Ultra League and I'm still trying to learn my way around some of these matchups. But in this video, I go 5-0 with this team of Mewtwo, Swampert, and Alolan Muck. And then the very next set, using the same team, I go 1-4. And I really thought I was going to go 0-5 in that second set. But this just kind of goes to show you how, inconsistent some of these lineups can be. There are some games where, it's purely based on the team composition that I lose, and there's almost no way to get around it. If you lose that lead and then they bring in the Pokemon that are just a hard wall to every single one of your Pokemon, it's pretty, there's not much you can do about it, but these are some battles, pretty much my first battles using Armored Mewtwo because I had never used it before. So let me know what you think of this team. Armored Mewtwo, I'm rolling with Psystrike and Dynamic Punch. My Swampert currently was rolling with Hydro Cannon and Earthquake. I have since kind of changed that up to Hydro Cannon and Sludge Wave because I'm sick of dealing with the freaking Charmers. And it's kind of nice to surprise like a Shiftry with the Sludge Wave if they're not expecting it. But I don't know, still testing out some movesets here, and then I have Alolan Muck in the back. I think for these battles, I was still rolling with Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot is amazing for damage. Like, it hits so hard. But if you use Alolan Muck as like a safe switch, which I do sometimes, I actually think I might prefer to have Sludge Wave just to be able to more consistently get off 2 Sludge Waves if I'm stuck against like a Poliwrath or anything, or stuck against a Charmers, versus most of the time I'm really only able to get to 1 Gunk Shot. But that's just kind of what I found. Oh my gosh, that Mewtwo just ate a Shadow Ball. Thought it was going to be baited with Ominous Wind. A lot of people have been leading with Giratina Origin Form, which seems very solid in the lead position. Wow. And then they just cheese their way with the Ominous Wind boost the entire time, and I've been swept so many times by people just going straight Ominous Wind and getting the boost and like breaking the game pretty much. I don't have a Giratina Origin built for Ultra League yet. Maybe I might consider that. I wonder if they're ever going to release the shiny of that, because I do like to use shinies in Ultra League, because I don't really care about my PvP IVs that much in Ultra League. I kind of just like to use whatever Pokemon I already have built, and especially if they're shiny, that's pretty fun. But going for Dark Pulse on this Swampert. This is not an ideal scenario here. I've been in lots of scenarios where I'm in the Swampert's scenario, and then the Alolan Muck, my enemy's Alolan Muck, will double shield and actually sometimes flip that scenario if I'm late to the switch in, which is very interesting. But I let the Alolan Muck go down, have to commit a shield on that Hydro Cannon. Out comes Registeel. This is very interesting. Why they're bringing in Registeel against a Swampert here. Really should have gone for the Earthquake. Most people don't tend to shield their Registeels ever. So now I'm going for the Earthquake here, and it does connect, which is really good for me. Still have Swampert in the back, but that Registeel play was essentially just to get me to completely dump all my energy, and if they were able to land a Focus Blast, that would be really solid for them. I am still not in Hydro Cannon range, but getting very close to Earthquake range probably. Is this an Earthquake here? Nope, it's only a Hydro Cannon. So definitely the possible play there on their end of things was just go straight Earthquake, because as we saw, they were only able to get off 1 charge move there. But good game. Going up against Techman 26. Armored Mewtwo against a Togekiss. So in theory, this should be a favorable matchup for me. So they do switch out into their own Armored Mewtwo. I have my Alolan Muck to meet them, which is really good. Dynamic Punch is going to hit for neutral, but honestly, Armored Mewtwo doesn't really have as high of an attack stat as you think. It's way more defensively built compared to normal Mewtwo, which just has a skyrocket attack stat and really hits hard. Armored Mewtwo, especially in Ultra League, is kind of just a big tank that sits there, slowly chips you down. I do get a shield there, which is really good. So at this point, I'm going to mirror their shields just to play it safe. I know I'm going to be able to get this Dark Pulse off. And I even fully commit to the farm down, but they give up switch advantage right there at the end. I'm way too slow to decide what I want to do here, so I throw a Dark Pulse. Stupid move on my part. Then I bring in Swampert. I was not expecting them to make that fast switch there at the end. I know that oh my gosh, the Lucario lands the Aura Sphere, which really hurts. Been seeing a lot of people use Lucario with kind of varying movesets. Some people roll close combat and Shadow Ball. Hardly anybody runs Power Up Punch Shadow Ball anymore because it's just so reliant on you getting the shield bait. And most of the times, Lucario is only going to be able to get off one charge move in there. In that matchup anyway, so you want kind of the heavier hitting moves. I know that their own Armored Mewtwo has loaded energy in the back, and I know that they're going to try to make a sacrificial swap here. I do shield this up. A Psy Strike from their own Armored Mewtwo would not be enough to take me out, so I do shield up the Ancient Power. Psy Strike connects, really hoping I can Confusion down this Togekiss, and I'm able to do it. Out comes their Armored Mewtwo, and one Confusion takes it out. Good game there. Going up against Tattoo 6, something like that. Armored Mewtwo against Swampert. This is a fairly favorable matchup again, just because of how bulky Armored Mewtwo is. They are really building up a lot of energy here. They have 8 Mud Shots worth because each one of my Confusions, they're able to get 2 Mud Shots through. So this definitely could be an Earthquake. They're almost capped at 100 energy. It's just a Hydro Cannon. This is most likely just going to be another Hydro Cannon, even though they might have enough energy for an Earthquake. I believe in all scenarios when Hydro Cannon and Earthquake both hit for neutral, Hydro Cannon is the more energy efficient move. But there is definitely some play in against these bulkier Pokemon like Armored Mewtwo just throwing the Earthquake right off the bat because most of the time they're not going to shield. So I do commit a shield in this matchup. This is really not great because this Alolan Muck is totally going to snarl me down. Totally going to farm me down. And then my only really... oh man, and then I give up switch advantage there. So let's hope that they don't have a grass type in the back to punish me. This is a very loaded Alolan Muck. I know it's going to get to a Dark Pulse very soon there, so I throw this Hydro Cannon to try to pressure their shield. So they do shield that up, but they already had a shield advantage in the beginning. So this is going to be very tough to come back from. I shield up this Dark Pulse. I'm wondering why they're staying in here still. I'm hoping maybe they have a Charizard or a Typhlosion in the back. That'd be amazing for me. This Dark Pulse is going to be enough to take me out. So now, really, I have to bring in my own Alolan Muck to absorb some of the stored up energy. One Dark Pulse is going to be enough to take out their Muck there. This is probably going to be a Sludge Wave or a Gunk Shot. Okay, very interesting. Maybe they're going to try to switch out. Okay, I overfarmed there just a little bit. Since shields were down, either Sludge Wave or Gunk Shot would be the more energy efficient move to go there. Oh, and in the back is Giratina. This is absolutely amazing for me. I already have stored up energy. I have a lot of health still. One more Dark Pulse is going to be able to take out this Giratina. I've been experimenting running Dragon Breath Giratina over Shadow Claw. I don't really know what I like. I love the energy generation of Shadow Claw. It's so amazing. But man, the raw damage of Dragon Breath is really nice as well. I really am going back and forth on what I like. Not really sure, but another Togekiss lead here. So I definitely have to stay in this. I just want to put on a lot of Psy Strike pressure here. So Confusion is a 4-turn fast move. Charm is a 3-turn fast move. So every 3 Confusions I do, they get 4 Charms in. And ideally, you want to try to synchronize when you're going to throw your charge attack. with their fast move animation, because it's very unfortunate when you go to click your charge move and they sneak in another fast move in there. You're essentially just giving them free energy. So I'm always trying to be kind of cognizant of how my fast move speed relates to their fast move. I land the dynamic punch on the Snorlax, which is amazing, but the Snorlax just licks me down. It's very farmed on energy now. So I want to bring in Swampert just to get to my charge move really fast here. Even if this is an Earthquake, totally fine by me. I'm pretty sure Body Slam is the more energy efficient move to go there. So because Body Slam, you actually get stab on it when you're using Snorlax. They have their own Swampert in the back, and this is going to be pretty rough. I need to get rid of that last shield that the Swampert has, because my Alolan Muck is going to struggle against the Swampert. They don't shield it, and this is actually really good for me. I'm hoping my Alolan Muck can come in here, snarl this thing down. I am going to have to commit a shield, but then with all this loaded energy, I'm really hoping that this Swampert isn't going to be able to get to another Hydro Cannon. Barely able to take it out. I should be able to throw 2 Dark Pulses on the Snorlax, and it's so low in health anyways. 1 Dark Pulse is going to take it out. We know that it dumped all its energy from that Earthquake, so that's not a threat anymore. If they would have gone for a Body Slam on my Swampert instead of that Earthquake, they definitely would be in a better position here. But good game, able to take that match there. Going up against Punkirurgin69. That's a name right there. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you the number of times I run into a Registeel lead, and shame on me for always building teams that don't like to see Registeel leads, but this is actually a somewhat playable matchup, and I think, man, maybe I should really start rolling with Armored Mewtwo again, just watching this back, but then we'll watch the next set and I'll get smacked around, but I think my thought process here was, okay, I'm not going to commit. Okay, never mind. I possibly could have not committed any shields, but I think I just wanted to mirror their shield usage right there. Because these dynamic punches do add up over time. The confusions are resisted. I'm definitely within range of being taken out by a flash cannon, so I make a sacrificial swap into my Swampert to catch this. Really good for me. But I've given up. Oh my gosh, yes, it is the Venusaur. You do not like to see this. I really should have built up to an Earthquake, because most Venusaurs in this scenario are just going to commit to the farm down anyways, but I was really worried that they were going to try to throw Frenzy Plant, so shame on me, man. Should have just went for the Earthquake, because most Grass-type users with Vine Whip are going to commit to the farm down on a Swampert anyways. They see that Swampert and they're like, woohoo, 100 energy for me. And now, dude, Frenzy Plant is absolutely insane. Ah, man, maybe I should start running Venusaur again, because this adds up so much, especially on this Alolan Muck. Even though it's resisting the Grass-type moves, it essentially does a third of my health. And with how much energy that Venusaur farmed up, look how low it took my Alolan Muck. That's insane. This is where Sludge Wave would have been amazing, but look, they made a sacrificial swap, and because of this stupid new update, I couldn't see what came in. It was the Registeel. I'm not able to snarl it down. So I should be able to bring out my Swampert to farm this thing down. Oh, no, my Mewtwo. And then I go for the Psystrike here on this Togekiss, but this is going to be really rough. Psystrike only does like 50% damage to Togekiss, so this thing's going to be able to charm me down. Definitely take this game. I really hate this new update where when your opponent swaps, the camera doesn't go over to them, so you have no idea what came in. It's very unfortunate. So we lose there. Going up against this guy's name, I didn't catch it, but so this is actually a favorable lead for Armored Mewtwo. You can just go straight Psystrike, so they do switch out. I bring in my Swampert. Registeel as a safe swap is unbelievable. Because look at this. They land the Focus Blast. So even against its hardest counters like Swampert, if it has an energy advantage and lands the Focus Blast, it's absolutely insane. You're either going to win out that matchup, or you're going to end with a shield advantage like they are choosing to do right here. Oh man. The only real, like, absolutely hard counter to Registeel is Charizard, which resists both of Registeel's moves, but hardly anyone runs Charizard from what I've seen at least, up at my rating up here. So, oh, another sacrificial swap, and I have no idea what came in. I'm just blindly throwing this Hydro Cannon into the Articuno, which is actually really good for me. And then I switch into my Mewtwo to throw the Psystrike before I get debuffed from the Icy Wind, which I know is going to be coming at any point in time here. I know they still have that Registeel. I'm really hoping I can Confusion down this Articuno without being hit by another Icy Wind. Oh, this is not good at all. But I don't want to commit a shield here. I'm double debuffed. My Dynamic Punch really is not going to threaten that Registeel anymore. I just go straight Dynamic Punch. Who knows what came in, though? I don't know what came in because the camera isn't on the thing. And it's a Swampert, so they do correctly catch that, which is really good for them. They are over-farming perfectly here, counting my fast moves, really putting the pressure on me. Great plays from my opponent. I'm in a very dicey scenario right here. Alolan Muck is really going to struggle. I bring in my Swampert, but this is rough. I essentially just wanted them to burn some energy on my Swampert. I let it go down. They still have Registeel. I know that they're going to try to make a sacrificial swap into Registeel at any point in time here, but I'm really hoping that, okay, it's only a Hydro Cannon. I let it go through. Out comes that Registeel, and even though I was clicking the freaking Dark Pulse, Registeel gets this attack off before me. So this really solidifies the loss for me here. I'm not going to be able to get to 2 Dark Pulses now onto this Swampert. And we're lagging right here. Oh my gosh. I really wish Niantic would pay a little bit more attention to the PvP mechanics here. Sometimes I question if anyone in Niantic actually plays this game. Because there's just so many of these little bugs, or at least plays PvP. There's just so many laggy bugs that are still within PvP, which is really unfortunate because I love PvP so much. The concept is so cool, being able to battle against other trainers from around the world, and the concept of Go Battle League is so awesome. I really love it. Even though I'm still not the biggest fan of blind battles, I've learned to accept it and kind of use this for training, practicing my sacrificial swaps, and practicing kind of guessing what they could have in the back. But man, I would really love to see just all of these little kinks worked out. It seems like anytime there is a new update, there's a new bug. And it's just kind of frustrating from the community side of things. I feel like we don't get acknowledged by Niantic very frequently if they realize that there's a bug or a glitch in PvP. I would just love for them to say, hey, we know what's happening and we're working on it. Just some acknowledgement would really be appreciated there. But I bring out my Swampert into this Snorlax, which Alolan Muck definitely could be a better choice there because I am going to resist the lick damage. But I would have to worry about the Earthquake. So this Snorlax does land an Earthquake on me, but we can see it's just not that impressive for damage sake if it's not hitting for super effective, because Snorlax doesn't get stab on it and its attack stat isn't very high there. Out comes Giratina. Luckily I do have my Alolan Muck that is going to be able to greet this thing. This is a Dragon Breath Giratina though, so this is not as favorable of a matchup for me, because the Dragon Breath is hitting for neutral. So this is definitely one of those matchups where Dragon Breath Giratina has more swag in this because you're hitting for very strong neutral damage. You can see how much this is adding up. This is going to force me to have to commit a shield here. And I think they're actually going to take this matchup here just because of how insane that Dragon Breath damage is. I have to land 2 Dark Pulses on this Giratina to take it out. They're probably going to make a sacrificial swap. There it is. We lag at the worst possible time. Oh, man. And I should have just went straight into my Mewtwo, because now this Giratina is going to come out. It's going to be able to take me out here. Man, I need to get to a Psystrike on my Mewtwo. I don't think it's going to happen, though. The Dragon Breath damage is just enough to take me out. Yep. Right when they swapped, I should have swapped to my Mewtwo. But even then, I didn't have enough loaded energy in it to outpace it. Oh, man. Another Giratina Origin lead. Giratina Origin seems like a really safe lead, because even against Registeel, you're not walled by it. You can at least throw Shadow Balls to do a lot of damage there. And how many times have you seen a Snorlax in the lead? Not that frequently. How many times have you seen an Alolan Muck in the lead? A little bit more frequently. So, but I'm pretty sure Giratina Origin can very comfortably beat Giratina Altered as well. Man, I'm gonna build a Giratina Origin today, I think. The nice thing is that, Great League, Ultra League, and Master League are gonna roll around through every season, so these are definitely worthwhile investments for these Pokemon. Registeel, man. Best buddy Registeel. This is like the bane of my existence in Ultra League. Oh, yeah, this is really good. My Swampert is stuck against the Meganium. Really bad for me. Meganium is just going to fully commit to the Vine Whip farm down, leave them with little health at the end, which is perfect because then I can't farm them, and they're going to be loaded with 100 energy, so that is absolutely the way you want to play this. However, they are throwing a Frenzy Plant here, which is interesting. They could have maybe thrown like a super undercharged Frenzy Plant to still leave with more energy, but I'm going to eat probably 2 Frenzy Plants here. Armored Mewtwo is just a little too slow. Oh man, I definitely should have thrown the Psystrike there instead of eating this second Frenzy Plant here. Stupid overfarm on my part. And I can't even confusion them down either because Meganium is so bulky. This is very unfortunate. My Mewtwo has like no health. Out comes the Giratina Origin. At least I have this Muck in the back, which is really good. But oh man, I don't shield the Shadow Ball. Really bad. I was hoping that they were just going to try to bait me with Ominous Wind, but Dark Pulse isn't even enough to take out this freaking thing, and it's going to be able to Shadow Claw me down. I definitely should consider Giratina Origin. So you can see I'm using the same team here. I am making a lot of mistakes in this set, but it's just very inconsistent performance for me. And again, every team has a weakness, man. There's always that one Pokemon that's just going to come in and sweep you and just rock your world. But this is, again, a favorable lead for me. Mewtwo against the Articuno. They don't shield up that first Psystrike. Normally, people that run Articuno do commit a shield on whatever the first charge move is, because all of the subsequent charge moves will be debuffed with that Icy Wind. I'm not going to get greedy and overfarm here. I just want to solidify this lead matchup. They let it go down. Out comes freaking Giratina Origin again. They are lagging a little bit here, which is really unfortunate for them because this allowed me to get a Psystrike off. There we lag. It doesn't really do that much damage because I've been so debuffed, and they're able to Shadow Claw farm me down there. Luckily, I do have a Alolan Muck that is going to be able to resist all of the moves from Giratina. So I was expecting a switch out. My only option here is to mirror with my own Swampert, which is not super great, especially since their Swampert has an energy advantage. If I would have just blind swapped and instantly swapped into my Swampert, we'd be on a more even playing field here. But no matter what, I need to commit both my shields in this matchup because I cannot allow this Swampert to get paired up against my Alolan Muck. And if it does get paired up against it, I need to throw that Dark Pulse as soon as possible to get rid of this Swampert. So they commit their second shield there. I'm most likely going to commit my second shield here. I need to put on some Hydro Cannon damage here. I'm expecting them to probably switch into Giratina at any point in time. So I switch into my Muck right there, and we both simultaneously switch. This is amazing for me. I catch the Shadow Ball. This Dark Pulse is going to be able to take out this Giratina. I undercharge it just a little bit, but it was still too much to take it out. I wanted to get like one Snarl's worth of energy. Oh my gosh, this Hydro Cannon is going to be coming through. And it is just barely not enough to take me out. I'm able to land this Dark Pulse and take out this Swampert. Holy cow. Ultra League has been so inconsistent for me. I hope you guys appreciate all these videos that I've been pumping out. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this content. If you want to support the channel and be on my friends list and train with me, head on over to my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.